I'm not sure what I thought this was gonna give, but I didn't think it was gonna give this. Today we're talking about a brand new product, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Beauty Balm. I do love a natural skin-like skin tint type of look, and I think it claims to do that as well. So we're gonna give it a whirl. So if you're interested, let's get to it. So I actually went to Sephora the other day to pick up the new Rare Beauty blush, which so sad, mine fell and broke. So have to figure out that situation. I'm gonna get another one, but I saw this on my way in, and I think I saw Trend Mood post this the night before, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that's it. I have to pick it up. I feel like it has a little bit of like a deodorant-esque vibe. I'm not sure if I love it, but packaging is packaging. This is gonna retail for $42, and I believe there's only 16 shade options. It is the first BB cream stick with 8 skincare ingredients. It is light, barely there finish. It's on a stick form, so another thing, I don't really love stick form foundations like this. I really only like stick forms when it comes to blush and bronzer. I essentially picked this up kind of impulse. So you twist right here for the product to come up. I did go ahead and pick mine up in the shade 8. And I also like when there's skincare in my makeup, but I also will always do skin prep. So just because it has your skincare benefits in here does not mean I'm lacking in the skincare department. I'm always applying prior, but also you have to keep in mind that when a product has a lot of skincare ingredients in it, you want to not apply as much prior. So that is something that I don't know if I could do, because I like applying my moisturizer, I like applying all of my serums and sprays and all of that, and I like to have a really silky, glowy face all the time. So when it has skincare products, you want to not apply too much prior. That being said, we're going to dive right in. So it does come with a little protective top right here. I do like the colorway of it. I just don't love the actual packaging itself. It has a little twisty right here. You just twist up for the product to come up. Let's see what it actually all looks like. That's the amount of product that you are getting in here, all twisted up, 0.63 ounces. It's a serum boosted skin tint. So all of that said, I like the way it sounds. There's a few ingredients in here that I feel like could be not beneficial for me. I'm gonna use a brush to apply it. I did see some people applying it with their fingertips. I could also do that. Let's try it out. Straight away applying it, the color looks pretty great. It glides on super easy and smooth. It feels a little bit on the greasy end in the slightest amount. Like I feel that on my skin, it feels a little heavy. Just start blending in the chin with my fingertips. As you're blending out, I see it not disappearing into the skin, but it's super sheer coverage. It's not a lot at all. It does not claim to have that at all. It has castor oil, sunflower oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, shea butter. So those are just to name a few. I feel like those ingredients could actually make my skin freak out. As I'm applying like this, it feels like I'm applying a moisturizer in a way, but it also feels oily. The shade doesn't look bad at all. That's not my concern, but it also blends into the skin pretty effortless. I do appreciate the skincare benefits in here. It is just super silky to the point where it's like slipping off the face. Maybe I applied too much. I can take this brush and just lightly tap on top of it. This is the BK Beauty 101 brush. It's like the mini brush. I feel like I have to like press it into the skin for it to stay. I feel like it's just slipping and sliding on the exterior, not like sinking into the skin. It's kind of just lying on top of the skin. When I push it in, it's fine. This is the side with, and this is the side without. I do see a little bit of the redness disappearing, and you know, I wouldn't say coverage. It is totally sheer. So it does meet up to the claims on that, I will say, but it doesn't feel like a tinted moisturizer that I'm used to using feels like, and that's probably because it's more oil-based. So I'm just going to apply it on the other side now, finish it up. I'm interested in seeing how my other products are going to play with this. I feel like this is one of those where we are not going to be able to apply anything else. It does apply super glowy, and I do appreciate that. I do like that. However, I feel like it's not going to mesh well with anything else. It's one of those where I'm going to have to wear this by itself almost, you know? Definitely all cream products. I'm not going to be using anything besides my setting powder. Applying it with the brush, I think, is definitely better than applying it with my fingertips. Was not a fan of the fingertips. Maybe I can save it by applying a little bit more with the brush. Of course, if you don't want to apply straight onto the skin with the balm, you can always do a little moment like this and tap onto the skin. Doing that, I definitely see more coverage happening. It is still very sheer. Don't get me wrong, but it is giving a little bit extra, and you can totally see the glow, which is super pretty. But because it is sheer, it doesn't really match my self-tan shade now that I'm blending it all out. It does look a little bit light, and the shade range was a little bit warmer toned. They all ran a little warm, and was not many shades to choose from, like I said. So that's another little issue. Applying it over my eyes, this is super random, but it feels like a wet, heavy feel. Don't love that. I'm gonna have to warm this up with a cream bronzer, but definitely does not appear the way that it does in the tube. I went into this, of course, wanting to love this. So to me, it screams like Brie. Like when you think skin tint, you think glowy skin, natural. Okay, that's like something I would love. That's my cup of tea. It's all based upon the ingredients in here and how they formulated it. It's just like slipping and sliding off. Like I just tried to add a little bit here and it literally is just greasing off. I'm gonna use the Kokie concealer. Double Time Full Coverage Concealer. Super hard to do this because everything's breaking up. These don't play nice together. What's going on? I am gonna set it though, and we're gonna finish the entire face. I'm gonna let you know what it looks like at the very end, and I'm gonna let you know my thoughts as well because sometimes it does change. What's interesting is that like I kind of want to take it off. Like that feeling of like I'm wearing makeup and I don't like the feeling of it. That's the feeling I'm getting right now. I'm gonna go ahead and set it down with powder now. I'm gonna add a little bit of cream bronzer. Pretty much the extent of my makeup because I don't want to add too much. Let me know if you guys have tried this out. I know it's like super brand new. Every product is not for everyone. And I think this is one of those products that I am not gonna be able to use. I also can see this product breaking me out. I love the whole brand. This product just might not be for me. And that's okay. If you have a skin type like myself, I have normal to combo. You might not like it. I would say if you have dry skin to try it out. It doesn't look terrible. I just don't really love it. If you have oily skin, just scoot on to the next new foundation because this ain't it. This is not foundation, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, it like completely breaks up by my nose. I think it's too much skincare and too much oil altogether. The skincare benefits sound great, but I think it's a little bit too much for me. I feel like with my Makeup Forever cream products, it like saves the look, but also everything is starting to like get creasy and just kind of break up a bit. I'm gonna take a little bit of my Laura Mercier setting powder and a puff. Changing my mind, I'm gonna use a brush from BK Beauty. This one, which is the 108 brush. Swivel the product off and lightly press. Whenever I use like a lighter foundation, tinted moisturizer, BB cream, something like that, if I'm gonna set it, I'm gonna use a brush just so we're not gonna have the full coverage effect. So that was my bad. I do wanna ensure that right here is not moving because that was slipping and sliding before. If I'm setting it down, like it looks good and I don't really have that feeling anymore, which is pretty obvious. Like if you're setting it down, it's not gonna have that greasy feel, but at the end of the day, if I'm gonna do all of that, I'm just gonna use more of a lightweight foundation. I think this is a little bit too much work for me to set everything down like that, just too high to mask the feeling. And also the ingredients, going back to that, I think I would have a problem with if I continuously use it. Not looking nearly as bad as before. It is just a little bit broken up by my nose, which that is also not okay. Like it's coming off. You don't have to set and do all this, but I also just don't think you're getting a seamless look while doing that. I'm kind of bummed because I really wanted to love this and enjoy it. When you hear it, it sounds like the best invention ever. When you look at it, it looks innovative. I don't love the deodorant vibe, but like it looks innovative. See, when you look at it like now, like it looks good to me, but it also has so much creasing going on above the eye, under the eye by the concealer, which doesn't necessarily happen to me when I'm using those products. It looks healthy to me, but then when you really look, I see the separation, I see the creases, I feel like it's kind of heavy when it's supposed to be lightweight, so I'm still over here like trying to love it. Like adding more makeup products, trying to love it, but it's just, I don't know if it's like doing anything for me. I get so hyped when new complexion products release, as well as new skincare, like that's just my jam. So this, I really wanted to love it, so I'm kind of disappointed. I can't really save that part, like I'm trying to scrape that little part off, but now my nose is red. I think this is one of those products, it's gonna be a no for me. What this is supposed to give is what I like, but it just didn't give for me. So I wouldn't say it's awful, it's just not a product that I'm probably gonna reach for. That is all that I have to say on the new Anastasia Beauty Balm. I'm gonna leave it linked for you in case you are interested in it. Let me know your thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next one.